you want to, this is a little trick for cutting out these outlet holes. Put 4 dabs of caulk in the corners. 2 dabs up top, 2 dabs at bottom. Grab the mounting board. Make sure that it's right over the front of that. Press down nice and flat. And then it shows you about right where that is. Just cut a hole right there. Okay, so I created an outline of what this shape is. And what you're gonna need to do is make sure that this is loose, because it's gonna need to go through that hole right there. And try not to touch the sides, you'll get shocked. Or smarter yet, turn off the electricity before you do this, right? Have your holes pre-drilled and then 2 screws ready to go into the studs that you've already marked. If you don't have 2 studs, you're gonna need at least 1 stud and then toggle bolts or anchor bolts. But we don't need to use those here. Okay, now that's secured in the 2 studs, and I have this secured as well now. It's just on the outside of the board. But please notice that this is angled here, and that angle is gonna rest. There's an angle there as well that's going to rest on top of that angle over there. Okay, now to secure this, to keep this from going up off of the angle, put 2 screws in each of those studs. Of course, you always want to make sure your hood is nice and level. Okay, now that I have the hood installed here, there's the chimney that goes up and goes around this vent that'll suck up all the air from whatever you're cooking here on the stove. And here's the chimney. So you just want to measure what that is and cut your chimney down to fit. I put some tape on it to protect it from getting scratched, but I'm just going to run this through my table saw, and I'm going to cut off 10 3/4 because it needs to be 12 3/4. All right, so here's the chimney, the piece that I cut out, 12 3/4. Now you want to put these pieces back in. Have this faced inwards, of course. And then you're going to want one right at the top here, flush with the back, flush with the front. Same thing here. And then you got the female end of this. Pop those into place and just screw them down right like that. And just so you know, you can get this snapping together hardware at most hardware stores. Okay, this is the piece that's going to clip in, and for now I put some dobs of silicone down and some hot melt just to temporarily hold it in place. The silicone will hold it permanently, but the hot melt will hold it temporarily while the silicone sets up. I hot melted this bottom one down, and now I'm just going to hot melt this one. I made some lines there. You see the line where it needs to go, and about 1/8 of an inch down because it's not quite all the way to the top. And now we should just be able to clip it right in place. Okay, this is all positioned with the clips now. You can see the clips up there. Also, another nice feature of the clipping mechanism is that when you want to come back later and attach your hose or the venting part down through here and connect the blower motor, it's really easy to just pull this off and then put it back on when you're done doing all that. Now the silicone is what's going to hold these things into place, but if you want to put a few screws through the drywall just for a little bit of extra support, you can do that as well. Not 100% necessary.